Hello, hello. Hello, my people. Hello, hello, hello. Come on in. So we're doing a special live today with Whitman-Walker for World AIDS Day. So come on in. We're going to have a bunch of guests today. So we're actually going to have all the influencers on tonight. So come on in. We're going to have a talk for World AIDS Day. I'm trying to copy and paste, but it's not coming up. Oh, of course. It's been acting right. Hello, hello. Hey, Brendan. Hey, Rama. Can somebody copy and paste the pin for me when you have a chance? While people are joining in. Hello, hello, hello. December 1st, World AIDS Day. Come on in, come on in. So we're going to wait for a couple people. Is it pinned already? Okay, I thought it didn't let me pin it. It didn't let me pin it in the comments. I did put a title up there, though. That let me pin. But welcome, welcome, welcome. So today is World AIDS Day. It's celebrated every year on December 1st. It provides an opportunity for people worldwide to unite and fight against HIV, support individuals living with HIV, and remember those who have died from the illness. Since it first appeared in the early 1980s, 75 million people have become infected with HIV, and 33 million people have died of AIDS-related illnesses. In recent years, new medical technologies have turned HIV from a death sentence into a chronic disease. But the virus still rages on. In 2019, an estimated 38 million people around the world were living with HIV. Many of those people don't know their status and can't access care, and therefore will have a difficult time preventing against the spread of HIV. During this live, we're going to honor World AIDS Day by taking the importance of knowing your status, and by discussion options for prevention and treatment. So I really want you guys to ask questions, comment, show us some love. We're all here for you guys. I'm Orlando, an influencer with the Whitman-Walker. I've been working with them for about a year now. So we're here to give you guys information. So we're going to be having a couple guests. So our first guest is going to be Lisa. We're going to be talking to Lisa Alfaro, community health worker at the Whitman-Walker. She's tested hundreds of people for HIV, so she definitely knows the importance of knowing your status. Let me get her in here. Come on in, come on in. Let me see. So yeah, thank you guys for joining us. If you missed it, we're talking about World AIDS Day today. Just waiting on our first guest, so give us a little second. See if we get him in here. I sent the request. Let me see. Let me send it again. Okay, so give us a second. So for those of you that don't know, I'm Orlando, working with the Whitman-Walker. Got it. Thank you guys. I will pin it. Okay, so we are waiting here. Got it. Okay. I'm accepting. Let's see if it pops up. Come on in, guys. Thanks for joining us. Don't be shy. Send us questions. Send us comments. And check out the information below about knowing your status. Very important on a day like today, World AIDS Day. Hello, hello. Thanks for everyone joining in. I got the request and I accepted it. So we're just waiting a second, guys, for our first guest. How's everyone doing tonight? December 1st, last month of the year, of the 3 years actually. 2020 has been crazy, but thank you guys for hanging in there and showing love. All right, so let's see, we got one of our guests coming in. So let's see if this one works. Give me a second here. Hello. Okay, so this one worked. So we're gonna go back to our first guest in a second. So we're gonna start with our second guest. So for those of you that don't know, Soul, can you introduce yourself for us?
Peace, y'all. My name is Soul. I'm one of the community health influencers at Whitman-Walker, as well as an art educator here at the corner,
The corner.
um, and the host of the Bag series and Floetic Uptown. But my pronouns are she, her, hers, and I'm happy to be here.
Well, thank you so much on this important day today, December 1st, World AIDS Day. So what does it mean for you to know your status, and why is it important to know your status?
For me, knowing our status just means like knowing all things sexual health related to me personally. It means regular HIV and STI testing and communicating with my partner so that we can be fully transparent with each so that we can be fully transparent with each other about any possible health issues. I think it's really important to know your status so that you can prevent the spread of any illnesses and take care of your personal health.
Yes, definitely. How can I encourage my partner or partners to check their status?
I would just encourage them to go get tested when you're going to get tested. Also just like share the facts and statistics around HIV/AIDS, and just hope by sharing the necessary information, it encourages them to get tested and know their status as well.
Okay. So condoms are an effective way to prevent against HIV. When should I use them, and how do I talk to my partners about using them?
You should use them all the time, always, even if you're in a
Right.
relationship, because they're a really effective way to prevent against HIV, like you said. And letting your partner know that this is important for you to feel safe and comfortable, and engaging in sexual acts with them is the best way to start the conversation, in my opinion. I'm also a big fan of just like trying to make these types of conversations fun. So maybe even having like a variety of condoms around you, like flavored, ribbed, latex, non-latex. It can help turn the conversation into like fun foreplay, getting to know all of the different ones that you might want to use. But always just remember to stand firm in your boundaries. No glove, no love.
There you go. You gotta love yourself, and you gotta take care of yourself. Well, anything you want to, bring up to the topic, or
No, not really.
all
Um,
right.
you know, Whitman-Walker is always here to help. So feel free to look out for all of your resources and look into any other resources that you can get to make sure that you are up to date and in tune with your body and personal health.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for coming on. We
Thank
appreciate you, and I hope to see you soon.
Yes, be safe out
All right, my love. Well,
there.
thank you so much. So that's for those of you who don't know, Soul is one of our influencers as well. So I know you've seen me and a couple other people, but she is definitely one of our influencers. So thank you, Soul. We're gonna wait for our next guest to come on. So you guys hang in there, ask questions, comment. We're here. Um, World AIDS Day, December 1st. Every year we celebrate World AIDS Day. So we're talking about these things, okay? So we're gonna try. All right. So let's see. I think we got it this time with the Whitman-Walker. So depending on who it is, I'll let you guys know. It might be in English, it might be in Spanish. We have a little bit of everything today. So come on in, guys. Let's see. View request. I got it. Go live. Try it again. I think we got it. Hello, finally.
Yes,
Hola.
finally. I have been trying to, to going through this, but it didn't allow it to do it. But I'm here.
No, no problem. Well, so for those of you that don't know, this is Lisa Alfaro, a community health worker. She actually works at Whitman-Walker. She has tested hundreds of people for HIV, so she definitely knows the importance of knowing your status. So, Lisa, can you introduce di algo de
Yeah.
ti?
So hi everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Lisa Alfaro, and I am community health worker at Whitman-Walker Health, and I am doing testing and also refer to STDs and also to PrEP and PP. And we are here to help everybody at Whitman-Walker.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Lisa. So we do have a big wide community, so we're going to talk to Lisa in Spanish. So I'm going to ask
Yes,
her the
sí,
questions in
vamos.
Spanish. Gracias, Lisa. So,
Sí,
¿qué
gracias.
significa para usted conocer su estado? ¿Y por qué es importante conocer su estado?
Sí, muchas gracias de nuevo para las personas que están con nosotros hablando acá viéndonos, perdón, por medio de estas plataformas. Y sí, la pregunta es muy importante para nosotros como clínica, y lo que nosotros sabemos que es que los CDC calculan que hay aproximadamente 19 millones de infecciones nuevas de transmisión sexual, incluyendo VIH, cada año. Casi la mitad de ellos son jóvenes de 15 a 24 años de edad. La mayoría de infecciones no tienen ningún síntoma y a menudo no se diagnostican, perdón, a menudo no se diagnostican y no se tratan, lo que puede llevar a una consecuencia grave para la salud, especialmente para la comunidad, para nuestra comunidad LGBT y población en general. También, sabemos que si usted sabe de que está infectado, puede tomar medidas para protegerse y proteger a sus parejas sexuales. Muchos STD se pueden diagnosticar y tratar fácilmente, y usted y su pareja están infectadas, ambos pueden necesitar recibir tratamiento al mismo tiempo para evitar volver a infectarse. ¿Qué significa esto? Que si estamos teniendo muchas parejas sexuales en diferentes lugares, sabemos que estamos teniendo estas relaciones sin protección. Tenemos que estarnos haciendo las pruebas cada 3 meses tú sabes, para saber nuestro estatus. Y eso es una de las cosas muy importantes por las cuales nosotros estamos acá siempre informando a la gente, para decirles que estamos acá para apoyarles en todo lo que necesitan. Y gracias de nuevo por estar acá viéndonos.
Claro, claro, gracias a ti. Te tengo otra pregunta. ¿Cómo
Sí.
es una prueba de VIH? ¿Dónde podemos conseguirla? ¿Y cómo programo una cita? ¿Duele? ¿Cuesta dinero?
Muy buena pregunta, Orlando. En realidad, tú sabes que Whitman-Walker ofrece pruebas de VIH y infección de transmisión sexual en nuestras locaciones, que son en la 14 Street Les, y también en nuestra locación en Mark Robinson Center, que es en Anacostia, Southeast. Y tú sabes que también es de lunes a viernes de 9 a 4:15. Y para hacer una cita nada más tiene que llamar al número 202-797-4439. Y una cosa muy importante que quiero que la gente sepa, saludos Ale, quiero que sepa que es totalmente gratis y las personas no tienen que pagar nada para poder adquirir una prueba de estas. Para las personas que nos están viendo de nuevo, una invitación con mucho gusto, que nos pueden llamar a nuestros números. Tenemos personas, obviamente, que hablamos español e inglés, si necesitan traducción, para ayudarles a poder hacer una cita. Pueden de nuevo llamarnos y le voy a recordar el número, que es 202-797-4439. Y muchas gracias de nuevo por estarnos viendo por acá, por esta plataforma.
Bueno, perfecto. ¿Y hay otra manera de poder contactar o solo teléfono? ¿Hay un email?
Hay un email que es appointment@whitmanwalker.org, y por medio de este correo ustedes mandan un correo por sus correos electrónicos, y uno de nuestros compañeros les va a contestar en menos de 24 horas. Entre 24 y 48 horas después de que usted ha mandado el email. También pueden, si necesitan extra información, pueden buscarla en nuestro sitio web que es www.whitman-walker.org, y también pueden seguirnos por nuestras plataformas que es en Instagram, Facebook y en nuestra página web que es www.whitman-walker.org.
¿Verdad? Whitman-Walker.org, exacto.
Sí,
So,
exacto.
sí, perfecto. Si no están pasando por el teléfono porque las llamadas están ocupadas, porque también hace cita para COVID, otros STIs y VIH. So, por favor, manden un email a appointments@whitman-walker.org, ¿verdad?
Sí, correcto. Las personas pueden mandarnos los correos, y como te dije anteriormente, también pueden llamar al main number que es 202-747-7000. En ese número también hay personas que los pueden transferir para nuestro departamento, y nosotros les podemos ayudar para hacer la cita en lo que necesiten, si ya sea para VIH y STDs, las dos cosas, incluyendo también PrEP y PEP.
Perfecto, perfecto. Bueno, muchas gracias, Lisa, por asistir.
Sí, muchas gracias a ti por invitarme. Solo que creo que te falta una pregunta.
Ay, espérame.
Y
Tengo tantas cositas aquí, pero no
sí,
me...
no te preocupes, yo estoy aquí contigo.
Ok, sí, otra pregunta. En su tiempo como asesorar y evaluar del VIH, ¿qué es algo importante que ha aprendido que deseas que nuestros espectadores sepan?
Sí, Orlando, gracias. Y sí, algo muy importante que he aprendido en mi amado trabajo es saber cómo tratar a cada paciente. Personalmente trato a las personas que yo veo como me gustaría que me trataran a mí. Y eso es lo que, esto es lo que yo quiero que ellos sepan, que yo trato a las personas que yo veo, o sea, todos mis compañeros, incluyéndome, tratamos a las personas como quisieran que nos trataran. Pues, en Women Walker son muy bienvenidos y estamos acá para ayudarnos con sus necesidades. Y recuerden que solo llamarnos al 202-745-7000 o al 202-797-4439. Llámenos si necesita pruebas de VIH e infección de transmisión sexual, y nosotros con gusto le ayudamos.
Perfecto. Bueno, gracias otra vez, Lisa.
Sí,
Espero verte
gracias a ti por
pronto, que
tenerme
tenemos que
esta
hacer un
noche
live.
contigo.
No hemos
Perdón.
hecho live en español hace tiempo, eso tenemos que hacerlo en español, ¿verdad?
Tenemos que hacer uno pronto juntos. Tenía
Dale.
días de no verte también así de frente.
Sí, les voy a decir que vamos a hacer algo en español. So, si están aquí y hablan español y se sienten más cómodos, estén mirando que vamos a tratar de hacer algo en español prontito. Muchas
Sí, y
gracias, Lisa.
muchísimas
Hablamos
gracias por
pronto.
tenerme esta noche contigo.
Gracias, mi amor. Se cuida.
Bye, cariño. Bye.
Bye. Okay, so that was Lisa, one of our influencers, and also she works at the clinic doing testing with all that. So we do have another guest, so we're gonna wait for our new guest to come on in. So come on in. Like we're having conversations today with some of our Whitman-Walker staff, talking about World AIDS Day. So we already went English, Spanish. We're going back to English with another one of our influencers, David. So we're just gonna wait a little bit for him to join us, and we are good to go. What's going on? I hope everybody's having a great Tuesday. December 1st. December 1st. The year is almost gone. Sheesh. So have you guys been leaving comments? How you guys are doing? Don't forget all the information down here. Today we're talking about knowing your status because it is World AIDS Day. So we're trying to make sure you know your status. It's the best way to stop the spread of HIV. Is get your HIV STI testing. Appointments by calling number below. So make sure you make an appointment, and no, you do not have to live in DC to go to Whitman-Walker. Call them, make an appointment, or you can email them an appointment at whitman-walker.org. Like I said, we have one more guest coming in, so we're just waiting for them. I hope you guys are having a great night. Thanks for hanging out with me today on Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. Now I want tacos. So, what is everybody up to tonight? Talk to me, people. Don't be shy. Give me some comments. Give me some hellos. Don't forget, I do weekly live with Whitman-Walker, different topics. Normally my Thursdays, but today is a special day. So we're doing a World's AIDS Day special live with all of our influencers. If you missed it, we already had Soul, we had Lisa, and we're going to have David coming up soon. So stay tuned, and then you can go about your Tuesday night. December. I can't believe it's December already. So for those of you joining us a little late, I'm Orlando, one of the influencers here with Whitman-Walker. We have one more guest coming up, Sir David. He should be here soon, so come on in. Come on, there he is. Good morning.
Hey, sorry about that, Lando. How are you?
No worries. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good.
Well, I'm glad you made it in because we've been having a little issues on technical difficulties
Yeah,
today. But I'm over
it's
here
been a
juggling.
day already trying to get in these rooms, but you've been working it,
I try. I
keeping
even
the
got the
crowd
curls
hype.
out for y'all today.
Yeah.
So yes, for those of you that don't know, um, David is Dave is one of our community health influencers, just like Soul and I. We go live every week, talk about different topics and stuff like that. So Dave, introduce yourself.
Yeah, so I am David Wilson. I've been a Whitman-Walker social media influencer, focused on community health on the social media platforms. So please follow us at Whitman-Walker on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. And so what we do is talk about, prevention and different community health aspects via our platform. So again, I'm David Wilson. My pronouns are he, him, his, and yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for joining us. We're asking the same questions to everyone. So let me ask you the questions as well. The first question is, what does it mean for you to know your status, and why is it important to know your status?
So, good question. I think for me, it's extremely, important to know your status, right? And it's extremely important because, knowing your status actually provides a data point that helps you decide how you should care for yourself, right? And so whether you're, HIV negative, if you're HIV negative, then it's important to understand what methods and plans that you can put in place to remain HIV negative. If you are HIV positive, then it's also important to have the sort of discussions with your provider on making the plan so that you remain healthy. So knowing your status is just a data point to help you care for yourself, to help you make the appropriate decisions for yourself in order to, to remain healthy, whether you're negative or positive.
All right. Well, that's definitely good to know. So we have a special question for you. Can you talk a little bit about PrEP and PEP? What are they? How have they changed the way we think about HIV prevention? And if you're comfortable, speaking from your own perspective, what have been your experiences with HIV prevention?
All right. So PrEP, which is PrEP, is pre-exposure prophylaxis. And then you have PEP, which is post-exposure prophylaxis. So PrEP is the medication. And so there's currently two medications that have been approved by the FDA. You have Descovy, and then you have Truvada. Truvada was the first FDA-approved medication as PrEP. And so this is what you probably hear, that blue pill or that daily pill that you take in order to prevent HIV transmission, right? And so post-exposure prophylaxis, PEP, is basically the medication that you take after you've had a potential exposure to HIV. And that could be through, sexual intercourse, or whether it was from needle exposure. Whatever it is, it's that after. So after you've been exposed. And so we kind of use, think of PrEP as, birth control, right? Like, so you're taking it before there's even the possibility of a pregnancy, right? And so PEP is like maybe the morning after pill. You take it after you kind of had that fun night, right? And so that is kind of how I like differentiate between the two. And so again, PrEP is a prevention method. It reduces your chances of, greatly reduces your chances of becoming HIV positive before exposure. And PEP is a 28-day post-exposure antiretroviral medication regimen that you basically take after a potential exposure. And so a little bit more about PEP, that, if you think you have been exposed, it's very important to get on to that, prevention method within a 72-hour window that you've been exposed. That highly increases your chance of, not seroconverting if you have been exposed. Also, if there's an emergency, maybe there was some sexual abuse or whatever it might have been, if you have concerns that there was a possible exposure, PEP is a good option for you. Yeah, and so I take PrEP, so it's very funny. And I don't mind sharing my personal stories because I'm a human being, and we all have shit that happens. And so I actually got on. So I had a potential exposure to HIV probably like 6 or 7 years ago. And so I was concerned that I could possibly become HIV positive. And so I went to Whitman-Walker, and I met my amazing doctor there, who's still my doctor because I love her. Megan Coleman, shout out to Megan. She is the best provider I've ever had. And I met Megan, and Megan suggested that I try PEP. So I basically had to take this medication for 28 days because there was a possible exposure, right, and to prevent me from becoming HIV positive. So after that happened, I was like, maybe I need to think of new methods of protecting myself. And so that's when I discovered PrEP. And so when I discovered PrEP, I was like, okay, it's a daily pill that I can take every day and feel comfortable knowing that, whether I have unprotected sex or not, that is another layer of protection that I have when I'm having sexual intercourse. And so, it's not for everybody. I personally, think it is for if you, are a highly sexually active person. Maybe that's something that you might want to consider, but it's not for everybody. I think it's a conversation that you should have with your provider on, whether or not you want to be on PrEP. But, for me personally, I feel a lot more safe and a lot more comfortable having sex, just knowing that I have to have that extra layer of protection. And that's important to me.
Wow. Well, thank you for sharing your experience. That's super awesome. And because a lot of people don't know that there's two, that there's a before and there's an after. So yeah, definitely, if you've never heard of, go to Whitman-Walker. We can give you more information if you missed out, or check out the video later. We're going to post it up on the page. But is there anything else you want to bring up or give to the audience?
Yeah, I would like to say, people think that PrEP and PEP are hard to get. And so I want to say that the availability of these medications, if you think you've been exposed, please contact us at Whitman-Walker so that we can help, you get the care that you need. Also, if you're interested in PrEP, there are a lot of resources that help fund, the expense of that particular medication. And Whitman-Walker could help you find the benefits that you need to get that. And so having these two options now has really changed the way we think about HIV prevention. 30 years ago or 30 plus years ago, when the HIV epidemic first started, there was a lot of fear and a lot of, uncertainty around just how to have sex safely. And so I think, everyone just pushed condom use once we actually learned a little bit more about how HIV was transmitted. Don't share needles, use condoms, those type of things. Having, PrEP and PEP as these additional options has really advanced, our communities. And so I do want to let people know that these are options for them. They should definitely consider them, and not be shy about it. Have a conversation with your provider, be as transparent as you feel comfortable with about your sexual practices. And I think that is the best way to get started on figuring out what's the appropriate, method for prevention for you.
Beautiful. And as you know, Whitman-Walker's team can help you enroll in benefits to pay for PrEP. So if you look below, you can email prepclinic@whitman-walker.org for any information about getting benefits on PrEP or PEP. So, well, thank you, David. Thank you so much for
Thank
joining me.
you.
Hope to see you soon.
Yes, I hope to see you soon too.
All right, buddy. You take care.
All right, thanks, Lando.
Thank you. All right. So, loved it today. We had all our guests today. We had Soul, we had Lisa, we had Dave. So that's your team. So if you haven't seen them yet, because you only see when I'm live, make sure you follow Whitman-Walker, because they do come on at least 3-4 times a week with also other guests to come on and talk about many, many topics. So what does treatment as prevention mean? So treatment as prevention is a concept in public health that promotes treatment as a way to prevent and reduce the likelihood of HIV illness, death, and transmissions from infected individuals to others. Expanding access to earlier HIV diagnosis, treats as a means to address a global epidemic by preventing illness, death, and transmission was first proposed in the 2000s. The term is often used to talking about treating people that are currently living with human deficiency virus, HIV, and acquired immune deficiency syndrome, which is AIDS, to prevent illnesses, death, and transmission. So treatment as prevention, whether you have not been exposed to HIV or you have been exposed to HIV, is finding a way to maintain it and not spread it, or maintain to not get it. So it could be a lot more than just one thing. So, if you've never got it, being on PrEP is a treatment as prevention. On top of wearing condoms, you want to make sure that you're trying to, protect your body. If you have already, been infected with HIV, then you want to be super careful about talking to your doctor, getting medication, and, getting yourself to a healthy place where you don't have to worry about being transmitting it to somebody else. So for those of you that have heard, U equals U means undetectable equals untransmittable. So that means that if you're healthy, if you've been, taking your medication and your viral loads are at a certain number where they can't, detect it, which is under a certain number, I believe, then you can't give it to anyone. So being healthy is a great way to keep yourself safe and others safe. So U equals U is an informational campaign about how effective HIV medications are in preventing sexual transmissions of HIV. So if you see the U equals U, it means undetectable. That means, yes, they are HIV positive, but they have taken their medication enough to be undetectable. By being undetectable, that means that it's low enough that it's not affecting your immune system, and therefore it is untransmittable. So if you have sex with someone who is undetectable, there's no chance for them to give it to you. All right. So whether you haven't or you had, you want to be healthy. Talk to your doctor. They'll give you more information. So the undetectable equals untransmittable, indicating that if a person with HIV is on meds, antiviral therapy, or ART, with a consistency undetectable HIV viral load, the virus cannot be transmitted to a sex partner. As a prevention strategy, this is often referred to as treatment as prevention. So, or TASP. If you see TASP, U equals U, and TASP are based on substantial scientific data. In fact, the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention have said people who take ART, which is a medicine and daily prescribed to achieve to maintain undetectable viral load, have effectively no risk of sexually transmitting a virus to an HIV negative partner. So if you haven't heard of it, do your research. Go to Whitman-Walker, go to the Disease Control and Prevention website, and you're going to see that if you are taking care of yourself as an HIV positive person, you cannot transmit the disease to someone who is negative. All right, so it's always super important to stay. So pretty much, I mean, if you guys have any questions, to come here. If you don't, hit up Whitman-Walker. Whitman-Walker is always available for questions. You can make appointments to get your test for HIV, STIs, or COVID. If you're not able to call, go ahead and just send them an email at appointments@whitman-walker.org. That way, if the phones are busy, because, I'm sure we don't have, too many people available to answer phone calls. So if they don't answer right away, be patient or send an email, and they usually get back to you in less than about 24 hours. So also, I got to remind you guys, knowing your status is one of the best ways to stop the spread of HIV. Whitman-Walker can help you figure out your HIV status through a free HIV and STI testing services by appointment at our Liz location in Northwest DC and our MRC location in Southeast DC. So make an appointment. To make an appointment, you can call 202-797-4439. You can also access our PrEP services by calling 202-939-7690, or our PEP services by calling 202-797-4439. If you're newly diagnosed with HIV, call 202-797-4437. So all these numbers will be put up down here. So if you miss it, take a little snapshot of that. Or again, write Whitman-Walker or hit me up with something you need, and I'll get the information for you. Now, especially around the holidays where many people are used to traveling, make sure that you are still informed that there is a pandemic. So staying at least 6 feet away from other people when possible, wearing a mask in public, avoiding places with large crowds, encouraging work from home if possible, speaking with loved ones about over the phone, over FaceTime if you can't see them in person, social distance to care for your community, stay up to date on local, state, and national guidelines for testing, quarantine, and general safety. Wash your hands for at least 20 seconds at a time, and stay home if you don't feel well. All right, so those are given. Those have been since day one. We're trying to keep you guys safe for COVID. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Whitman-Walker. And we also have our Real Talk DC _. And to stay up to date with all Whitman-Walker health issues, and obviously know when we're going to go live. And also write us what topics you want to hear about. If it's a topic that we can get you guys to, get information for you guys, we'd love to get information for you guys. So like I said, we want to give a little shout out to Whitman-Walker, Soul, Lisa, Dave. We really appreciate you guys coming in, talking about your experiences and what World AIDS Day means to you by giving us all this information. Brendan and all of our staff on the back end who are giving us the information and typing stuff for us. We appreciate you all. Jewel, Paul, Brendan, Rama, we love you guys. Thank you so much, Whitman-Walker. You'll be able to see this video later. Keep in touch. Ask us any questions. Join us. Follow us. Shout out. Bye from Whitman-Walker. We appreciate you guys. You guys have a safe night. Stay safe. And don't forget to protect yourselves. And thanks again for joining us on World AIDS Day. We really appreciate you guys. Stay safe. Know your status. And we'll see you guys soon.